Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Devaraj, and we're back with another episode of this long-running series on bioenergetics with a different posture. This one's called the Eagle Claw Bow, and it's a variation of the bow posture. I'm going to give a tiny bit of theory, or a little bit of theory anyway, first, because to help to put it in context and to generally broaden your knowledge of the whole body-mind thing. So one of the most famous characters in bioenergetics, certainly in the West, was Alexander Lowen, a psychologist, a student of Wilhelm Reich, and he was sort of very active, Lowen, back in the 70s, and writing a lot of books and that kind of thing. Not so many of his books, rather dissatisfyingly in a sense, have so many postures in them, one does, but nevertheless he wrote a lot about the mind-body connection and was a very humanistic guy. And before him, one of the guys that he studied with was Wilhelm Reich, and Wilhelm Reich was most famous for, in this kind of field, his book on character analysis, published, 1932, 33, 34, sometime around then, when he looked at 5 basic types of body posture that related to 5 kinds of ego defensive posture to trauma and conditioning in a sense. And he gave them rather extreme titles. But relating to this, one of the kind of classic postures was called rigid, and a variation of a rigid posture, and also it's also found in other of the characteristics, was called the coat hanger. And the coat hanger is a type of human who carries their shoulders unnaturally high, rather as though they got a coat hanger stuck in their t-shirt. I have been quite a strong coat hanger in my time, and when I look around the group room, or I'm just around in the world and whatever, I can spot fellow coat hangers. Their shoulders are a bit too high, and on a psychological level, what they're doing is keeping this area of their body tight and held, and usually it's to stop feeling emotional pain. Basically, to stop feeling emotional pain. We learn somewhere as a child to keep our mind busy. Our neck, that starts a circuit from our neck down our shoulders, out through our arms to our hands, and we keep this kind of circuit in the body very busy. It keeps the back of the heart area tight between the shoulder blades, and we don't have to feel it. And one characteristic of this, there's a lot of people that do this, but one sub-characteristic of them is they also have their shoulders up a bit. And if you've done a lot of this series, you'll know sometimes we were doing this shoulder, throwing down the shoulders, very healthy posture. And with this eagle's claw bow, also it's working the arm muscles and starting to release from this area. So if you've got a bit of the coat hanger, maybe you've never heard of it before, now I've freaked you out a little bit, but you could ask people, you can look in the mirror, am I a coat hanger? Coat hangers hold their shoulders a little bit high. And this posture will support you to release from there. And we'll do it along with opening our eyes and mouth very wide, which we've already done in this series with the bow posture. So it just adds an extra little something which will really be useful, especially if you work on a keyboard a lot and you're like that a lot of the day doing that, because that creates tension here in these muscles along the wrist. I never completed A&P, so I can't quite remember the Latin names of those muscles, but hopefully you can see where I mean. Okay, let's have a look. So it really is based on our classic bow posture. I'll do it slightly to the side. Should have worn a slightly longer shirt, hey? The belly's not too bad at the minute. And basically, what you're going to do in the classic bow is you start actually by checking your feet are fairly close together, like a little bit under shoulder width apart, and the outsides of your feet roughly parallel. Sometimes you have to splay them tiny, it depends on your posture. You push your pelvis forwards, you have your arms up and stretched back. And this is a way that I teach for bow. There's numerous variations, and I'll do a video on those soon, incidentally. But this is the posture. Chest out, pelvis forwards, arms up and stretched back. So you're trying to make your body in a bow shape, but your head stays upright, your neck is vertical, and your eyes are open looking straight ahead. And that is the basic posture. And to that, what we're going to add is our wide mouth, our wide eyes, and now this eagle claw, which I should actually have shown you a bit more. Let's see, close to the hand. This claw is like a martial arts move. So you've got it's rather like you're clinging onto a branch or actually the edge of a cliff. And that's quite a useful metaphor in this. So you do it with both hands. So you haven't got your fists tight. You're clenching your fingers here. Hopefully you can see it okay. And your thumb makes like a claw to hold on. So it's eagle's claw, like holding onto a branch. And so when you're doing this posture, you open your eyes and mouth wide and you make like you're holding on, and you really clench your fingers in this claw posture, and it'll create tension in your arms. And that tension can be useful if you've got tension in your arms, because it may take over a bit and you'll find some vibration or some heat or some tingling, and that'll start to move some of the holding patterns out of the arms. So just to get, let's see it. So I'm going to be, let's do it for briefly. Good that. What I'm doing in this posture is I'm really stretching certain muscles. I'm over tensing them, because when you over tense them, you take them out of that natural or unnatural really holding that's developed, and you squeeze it a bit more, and then it can open more afterwards. And with these arm muscles, what you can also do, in fact with your hands, is imagine you're clinging onto the edge of a cliff. You're holding onto the edge of a cliff. It's like a panic situation. You're like, literally like that, holding on. And you may notice, it varies from person to person. You may not have so much of the coat hanger, or you may not have so much arm tension. But if you do, you may notice at certain points they really go tight, almost of their own accord. Like you almost can't undo them, untighten them, unclench them. Of course you can, but it almost feels like your arms are doing it of their own accord. And that's when the muscles in the arms have taken over, and they just want to start to get squeezed back. They're squeezing the holding out. Normally when we think of relaxing, we think of going all floppy. But actually a lot of the ways that the body, at a deep muscular level, relaxes is by tensing. It's by tensing to squeeze out the holding. And once the holding's gone, when it untenses naturally and far more. That's a big principle in bioenergetics. Okay, so that's the Eagle's Claw bow for you, and feel free to give it a try. I recommend that you do whatever times you do with the bow and arch, but often if you're unfamiliar with a bow and arch, starting at a minute or a minute and a half ding is good. By the way, if you're starting to work with this stuff, and it's good to use the ding tracks. Go on my website. You don't even have to sign up to my mailing list to get them. And Devarage.org UK, look for audio downloads. I think there's a section called Bits and Bobs or other stuff or something like that. And you can download these ding tracks and you just play them in the background. Some people are doing bioenergetics. I run a lot of one-to-one sessions, and they're like looking at the clock or looking at their watch. Then your attention is too much on the outside. So you want to have a ding track going in the background, and you don't have to kind of focus on the watch or be busy with that. You can be focusing on your body, which is a big part of it. Keeping your awareness on your body, breathing through the mouth, and maintaining the posture, and everything will start to move. Okay guys, good luck with the Eagle's Claw bow, and I'll speak to you again soon for another episode in this exciting long-running series on bioenergetics. Speak to you soon.